Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon when you are watching this video. I am Shashi Kumar. I am Chief Mentor at CHAMPS CA Academy. I am a Chartered Accountant and a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, as well as a member of Institute of Cost Accountants of India and a Chartered Management Accountant as a member of Chartered Institute of Management Accountants of London. Also, I am a certified internal auditor from Institute of Internal Auditors, USA, and a certified management accountant from the Institute of Management Accountants, USA, and a chartered global management accountant, which is awarded as a credential jointly by AICPA of USA and CIMA of UK. These are my educational and professional qualifications, and these professional qualifications are in addition to the basic university education of commerce and law, which means I'm a commerce graduate, BCom, and a law graduate, LLB as well. I had earlier pleasure of working with some of the renowned multinational organizations abroad, particularly in Dubai and Bahrain. Later on, after coming back to India, with an interest in academic delivery, we have started CHAMPS CA Academy, and since then I have been teaching various subjects at CHAMPS. Now, as far as the foundation, that is CA Foundation, is concerned, I am going to focus on particularly one of the areas of this CA Foundation syllabus, that is business economics. So, business economics is 60 marks part of a paper consisting of both business economics and business and commercial knowledge. So, business economics is 60%, business and commercial knowledge is 40% of that paper. Most of you might be aware of that. Now, first let us understand the contents of this particular subject, what should be the approach in learning this subject, and particularly also the examination pattern of this paper, and most importantly, how to score maximum marks in this particular paper, with more focus on business economics part, that is the 60% portion of this paper, which is paper 4 in foundation, that is CA Foundation. Let us see the various aspects of syllabus outlined in this paper. Once again, the part of business economics only. So, quickly let us go through what is the business economics part of 60 marks is going to contain, and what are the objectives of our learning as far as this paper is concerned. Of course, objective on a broader basis will be very vague and broad naturally, just to develop an understanding of the concepts and theories of business economics and apply such concepts and theories in simple problem solving. That is problem solving very rare, but still there are certain small areas where problem solving also might be required in this paper. Majorly, the objective of this paper is to understand the concepts and theories in business economics, majorly that. So, the focus area will be the concepts and theories in business economics. What could be those concepts and theories? These are all contained in broadly 5 chapters. Chapter number 1 is about introduction to the business economics, which just contains the nature and scope of business economics, giving us a background of what business economics is, what is economics first of all, why are we using this word business economics, and what are the different types of economics, or we can say the branches of the field of study called economics, and what will be the scope of our subject matter, that is business economics. That will be contained in the first unit of chapter 1. And the second unit of chapter 1 gives us a background of why economics as a subject will be required, what are the basic problems faced in any economy. Any economy will have certain challenges. For that matter, any society will have certain challenges. How economics will try to address those challenges, and which types of economic systems are prevalent in the world, be it capitalist system or a socialist system or a mixed economy. What are the advantages and disadvantages of those systems? How those systems will try to solve the basic economic problems is the subject matter of unit 2 of chapter 1. That's what we can call as introduction to business economics, which gives us a broader outline of what this subject is all about. Whereas the real subject, the theories and concepts will start from chapter 2. That is where we'll have the theory of demand and supply. So in this particular chapter 2, we have 4 different subunits, though they are actually published as 3 units only in reality. We can just broadly classify them into this way. One is the law of demand or theory of demand, we can call it. What are the various aspects related to theory of demand? And what does theory of demand tell us about the relationship between price and demand of any particular commodity? That theory of demand is determined or guided by what kind of factors, or we can say what factors will prove that theory of demand is correct, or what factors will lead to the theory of demand. All these things will be part of, in a simple heading, the law of demand, which also contains what is elasticity of demand and different types of elasticity of demand, price elasticity, income elasticity, cross elasticity, and this is where exactly some bit of calculations also would be required to be done. That is about law of demand as one of the theoretical aspects of chapter number 2. And then there is the theory of consumer behavior, very important theory that also. What is the way that consumers behave? What will be the different ways that consumers behave according to Marshall and according to different types of approaches, including indifference curve approach. So different types of consumer behavior theories are contained in the theory of consumers behavior. So one of them is theory of demand, one of them is theory of consumer behavior. Demand forecasting is a generic discussion which is not that useful at this level, which will have to be done definitely, but at a very later level, not even at CA intermediate level, even at CA final level, using certain statistical techniques, forecasting techniques. These areas of concepts can be applied at a final level, but we will just touch base upon what is demand forecasting and what could be some of the techniques which are used. So the point here is only to note that there are some techniques of demand forecasting. We are not going to really do demand forecasting. So that is the difference. So what are we going to know here is only that, yes, there is a theory which is telling us the theory of demand. That's what we call law of demand. Yes, there is a theory related to consumer behavior. That's what we are calling it as theory of consumers behavior. Demand forecasting is an area where we have to do or use certain forecasting techniques, certain statistical techniques in order to project or forecast or predict the future demand of any particular commodity. We are not going to do that, we are only going to know that. There is something called demand forecasting. Same way we are going to know that there is something called law of demand, and how the law of demand explains the relationship between various variables, and how the elasticity of demand can be calculated, and what are the various theories of consumer behavior. All these things are part of generally one side of economics that can be called as the consumer side of economics, popularly also called the buy side. Buy side means the buyers, and who are the buyers? Consumers. All the three aspects we are talking about here, all of them, all the three of these aspects are particularly from buy side only, because all of them are talking about either law of demand, consumer behavior, or demand forecasting. All of them are from the buy side. There is one side, other side also, that is sell side. We call that supply. So that is the fourth sub topic of second chapter. That is theory of supply. Just like theory of demand, there will be theory of supply. That's what we call it, say, the law of supply. Like law of demand, there is law of supply also. Like elasticity of demand, there is elasticity of supply also. So these are the theoretical aspects of demand and supply, which are contained, all of them, in chapter 2. So the first chapter gives us an introduction to the business economics. What does business economics do to societies, and how does it help the societies in facing the challenges? Second chapter enters into the theories or theoretical aspects of microeconomics, particularly starting with theory of demand and supply, containing the law of demand, the theory of consumer behavior, and the law of supply. These are the three areas of second chapter, that is theory of demand and supply. But as I already said, demand forecasting is only a sideline topic which only will have to be known that it exists, not in any detail. Whereas theory of demand, theory of supply, and consumer behavioral theories, we need to be almost experts of those theories. We need to be very much thorough with those theories after going through this chapter 2. After that, there is chapter 3, that is the theory of production and theory of cost. So as the name itself indicates, there are two things here. One is production. So first it introduces us to what is production, what are the factors of production. Then the real theories will start. What are the various laws of production? Various types of theories are there here, law, theory, whatever we can call them. So the law of variable proportions, law of returns to scale, all these things will be part of the theories of production. Same way we have theories of costs or concepts of costs. What are short-term costs, long-term costs, average cost, marginal cost, etc., etc. And various types of cost behaviors we will observe in this unit, that is for concept of costs. And just to remind you, this concept of costs is a very important aspect, not only here, of course it is important in the economics paper, but not only here, it will be very much useful in future. Why? Because at CA intermediate level, there is a full-fledged 100 marks paper for costing, and even at final level also, the costing principles are applied in one full 100 marks paper, which means the concepts of cost that we are going to learn at foundation level are going to be useful not only here, even at later levels. Other things like theories of demand and supply may not be directly applied in future, but in a one way we can say indirect way, certain areas of problem solving in future at final level might include some application of these theories, but otherwise These are more or less those type of theories which are required to be understood, and every finance person should know them as basics of economics. Point to be noted here while learning business economics is we are not going to become economists, and that is not our objective. Ultimately, this course is about finance professionals. Chartered accountancy is about creating accountants and finance professionals. While doing so, while becoming so, we need to have an idea about various economic principles. That is the reason why this subject is also introduced at foundation level particularly. So this helps in getting a better score in foundation, definitely no doubt about it. This paper is a very scoring paper. In addition to that, the concepts that we learn here, not all of them, but some of them, like the concepts of costs, will be useful at later stages also. So a solid foundation now will give definitely a better understanding of various new things in future as well. That has to be kept in mind. In spite of all this, ultimately our job here is to score the best marks in this paper. So we need to be focusing on the weightage also. We need to be focusing on what topic are the crux of this entire paper. So this entire paper ultimately will be focusing on these two particular areas. So out of the 60 marks, we can say almost 40 marks, almost 30-35 to minimum, but 40 up to 40 marks can be asked from these two chapters only. What are those? Core theories of economics. One is the theory of demand, including theory of consumer behavior, and another one is theory of supply, and the third chapter containing theory of production and theory of costs. This is the crux of economics. This is the basic aspects that we are supposed to learn in this particular paper. Of course, that does not mean that questions will not be asked from other chapters. There will be questions from chapter number 1 also. Those will be straightforward. There will not be much of technical knowledge involved in that. Mostly it will be of general knowledge. And applying the question to answer carefully will be enough to answer the questions in chapter number 1. But chapter number 2 and 3 are more technical in nature. They have to be understood in the way the theories of demand and supply have been promulgated, and they have to be applied also wherever the questions are asked on those topics. After these two types of core areas, there is one more area where the questions might definitely come from, that is price determination in different markets. So here also there are some generic things which will be talking us about various types of markets, like what types of markets are there. We just come to know what is perfect competition, what is monopoly, what is monopolistic competition, what is oligopoly. These are all generic things we will come to know as general forms of market. But again, technical things are here. How to determine prices in these markets. That is a technical aspect which is contained in chapter number 4. That is also a very important chapter, technical chapter. So 2, 3, 4 are core technical chapters. Within them also 2, 3 are very crucial. More than 35 marks can be expected from that. Easily 10 marks can be expected from chapter number 4 itself. So 2, 3, 4 put together easily will cater 40 to 45 marks minimum out of this paper. So remaining 10-15 marks will come from chapter number 1 and chapter number 5. 5 is a small chapter, 1 is also a small and generic chapter. What does chapter number 5 talk about? This is not actually microeconomics, but still we have this in the syllabus. What are business cycles? What is the meaning, phases, features, and what are the causes behind the business cycles are all contained in chapter number 5. That is the overall syllabus of business economics paper, which is giving us 60 marks out of the total 100 marks of this paper number 4 in CA Foundation. This paper is very scoring, as I already said, because BCK also is a very scoring component of 40 marks with more memory and lot of repeated reading and revision. Anybody can score very good marks in BCK. With conceptual understanding, And practice of questions, anybody can score very good marks in business economics also. So these are the two things where maximum score should be gained in CA Foundation. Remaining papers will give scores to pass the examination, definitely yes. Like the way of scoring will be not same for remaining papers in general. For example, somebody might be very comfortable and very, you can say, expert type in solving the questions of mathematics. Somebody might not be comfortable with that. Somebody might be very comfortable with accounts. Somebody might not be. Some are comfortable with theory subjects, theory papers like law. Some are comfortable with numerical subjects or numerical papers like maths or accounts. So different persons, different students will have different types of strengths and weaknesses. But the point again to note is, nobody can say, I have a weakness in one thing, so I'll fail in that. That is not possible. That's not a choice. We have to pass. We have to come over. We have to overcome those weaknesses and get through these particular papers. That is why we need to be focusing on each paper. Wherever our strengths are, we need to score more. Wherever our weaknesses are, we have to make sure that at least we are safe in that paper. So the point I want to make here is, yes, each of the papers is unique. You cannot have a same approach for each paper. However, for many people, there might be a little bit of up or down in any of the other papers. When it comes to paper number 4, there should be only up. There is no possibility or requirement of down. That's what I meant to say. For everybody, commonly scoring paper is paper 4. Paper 1, 2, 3, somebody scores or somebody do not score. It depends upon their individual choice sometimes and their bent of mind also sometimes. However, if anybody does not score in paper 4, I would say 100% we are the ones to be blamed, because this is by nature a very scoring paper. This should cover all the marks which are required for the aggregate score of CA Foundation. If not, we are doing a crime. Understand that carefully. Economics is the paper, or economics and BCK is the paper where maximum score can be obtained and should be obtained always. So keeping that in mind, we need to enter into this subject of business economics, and these are the 5 chapters we can say contained in this syllabus of business economics of CA Foundation. One is introduction, second one is theory of demand and supply and consumer behavior theories, third one is theory of production and cost, fourth one is price determination in different markets, which includes understanding of what are various types of markets and also understanding how the price is determined in those markets. And the 5th chapter is about business cycles. How do they occur? What is the reason behind these cycles? What are the features of them? All those things are contained in 5 different chapters of business economics. This is the way the lectures are going to be in future also for the topic or for the subject of business economics. So as an introductory lecture, today we will conclude with the syllabus understanding of various contents and objectives of learning of this paper and this subject of business economics. And in the next session, we will continue with the real subject of business economics. We will enter into the chapter 1, background and introduction of economics. What are the various branches of economics and why do they differ from each other? These aspects, we will start a discussion about them in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.